We are live for SWA Countdown. Finally, I should say. A few technical difficulties on our end, but we should be good to go now. Those of you joining in, popping in with us, let us know if everything sounds good on your end, and we'll get going underway in just a moment.
Also, I'm here, so audio check as always, but I think we should be fine. I feel like we've gotten it figured out for the most part.
So we've got first pay-per-view of Season 2 finally here. I say finally, but it seems like it's come upon us pretty quickly, actually, this year. And a lot of good stuff brewing for tonight. We've got tag titles on the line, world title on the line, conclusion of the Path to Glory sort of mini tournament over the past few weeks. We've got some former allies settling some disagreements tonight, and a new contender will be crowned for future opportunities at the tag titles in our tag chamber this year. Should be an interesting change on that format, but I think we're probably about ready to get this thing going. Got a match you're most looking forward to tonight, Doc?
You know, I don't know. Path to Glory is always interesting because it's a chance for somebody to kind of leapfrog the power rankings a bit, right? All those guys earn their spots, obviously, but I think it's a chance with a few things that could break your way, and suddenly you're the number one contender in a way. You've got a guaranteed shot at that title. So there's a lot of potential for chaos there that is exciting. I think I'm most interested, however, in the tag chamber. Ultimately, we've seen a lot of tag teams fail to stand up to the challenge of the Quins. But that's as teams, and we've talked about the difference in competing as a team versus singles competitors. So you're going for a tag glory, but you have to do it as an individual representing your team. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of variables. I think will make it a very dynamic match. I'm excited to see what's in store in that match.
I think what's fun too about that chamber match is that we're gonna kick off our show tonight with the tag titles on the line. So going into that chamber, those 6 competitors, and by proxy their 6 teammates, will know who their potential match is down the line. Will it be the reigning champs, Jamie and Noah Quinn, or will it be the open challenge acceptors here, Warpath, Warren Wyndham, and Painwrecker?
Yeah, I mean, it could be either one. It's we've talked about the undefeated streak we've seen from the Quins, but this is a tall order. A couple of great guys, and honestly, either will be a very dangerous opponent for whoever comes out on top in that chamber later tonight. But before that, let's check out Warpath here tonight.
Well, for these two, the open challenge was put out, and kudos to the Quins too for putting their money where their mouth is and backing up taking on anyone and everyone. They've already pretty much decimated the tag division and saying, you know what, there's going to be a new challenger crowned here tonight. but we want to defend the titles and we'll take on anybody. And what a pairing that has come together here tonight. Warren Wyndham and Painwrecker, two of our top-ranked singles stars. Wyndham, a former SWA world champion. And we're talking about two people in the top 4 of our power rankings teaming up and going on a warpath, as it were, against the champs.
Like I said, it's a tall order. You know, these are a couple of great competitors, but you know, we've got the undefeated tag champs on the other side of the ring, so it's really tough to say. I think it's an interesting thing here because we often talk about when we see, you know, a new tag team or maybe a couple of guys who have historically been singles guys kind of thrown together in a tag team just to see what's up. We often talk about, you know, will they be able to work as a team? You know, is it going to be an ego thing? Do they even know how each other wrestle? But these two are two of the best that we've got, right? So I think that there's an extra, you know, level of skill there coming from guys like Wyndham and Painwrecker, who are just elite in the SWA, that maybe kind of helps counteract some of that like early tag team struggle, growing pains maybe. And it could be really interesting as far as a challenge for the undefeated Quins.
Yes, 7-0 as a pairing are Jamie and Noah, undefeated with multiple title defenses to their name. And, you know, the last week, in fact, we saw Painwrecker match up with Noah Quinn. Noah took down Painwrecker early on in the SWA. Last week, Painwrecker got a little revenge. And if that's a sign of what's here to come tonight, that's good news for Warpath, because they Painwrecker handled that match pretty well. But this is a completely different ball game with tag team action.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, we've talked about the importance of momentum a lot recently, right? Kind of trying to get things going in your way. And you know, kind of snowball things together. And Painwrecker may have done that with a recent, you know, sort of getting his win back. And, you know, having that as one of his last matches before coming into this championship bout, maybe that's enough to turn the tide.
These two know what it's all about. They've had the titles on the line before. They've defended them. They've won them. They've yet to be put down. And it's a tall order. They've got some good competitors here tonight, but you know, they're up to the challenge. In fact, quite literally, they've accepted this open challenge to begin with. So we'll see how they fare here tonight as they lock up Jamie and Painwrecker, the two, to start this match, into the corner. Our referee, John, there is going to get them separated.
And slow start, very deliberate, kind of feeling each other out. But not too much from either side just yet.
A side headlock from Painwrecker, but Jamie kind of runs him up against the ropes to get free. These two meet up back in the middle. A lot of sizing each other up so far. Once again, they're going to have to be separated, and Jamie takes a shot while they were breaking it up.
It's a little uh-oh, going for, man, thought he was maybe going for something dangerous here right away, but Jamie gets out of it. The dirty, you know, the sucker punch is not anything that these guys are above. The Quins are concerned with winning above all else.
Yeah, you know, we haven't necessarily seen them play dirty a ton, but also, as we mentioned, this is individually the toughest task they've faced. Now, whether or not Painwrecker and Wyndham can put together a full match working together, that may be another question. But in terms of individual competitors, there's hardly any better than Painwrecker or Warren Wyndham.
Going to the opposite corner and almost catches the ref there. I'm sure Jamie didn't mind clipping him on the way across. Painwrecker again goes to the fireman's carry. What's he thinking here? Oh! Just face first onto the mat.
Large elevation and drop there for Jamie Quinn. Both of these have been in the match again the whole time. We've yet to see a tag. Really just a singles match so far between Painwrecker and Jamie Quinn.
Wyndham cheering on his teammate and also working the crowd a bit on the apron out there as Painwrecker stretches Jamie Quinn out. Back up to that fireman's carry again. What's he thinking here? On the ropes.
This time dumps him off the top rope, and Jamie's trying to get to Noah, and he might have made a tag. Sure enough, Noah Quinn now the live man and comes in with a nice drop kick.
Right to the ribs, but whiffs on a second one, and he's hung up in the ropes a bit.
Ooh. Same song, different verse there. Quinn hits another kick and then misses the second one.
Yeah, and Painwrecker with a similar offensive approach here, kind of just slowly working the limbs. Be interesting to see what Warren Wyndham brings. Obviously, a big size difference here. He's much more of a strength guy, more of a wear you down with just sort of sheer violence.
Nice job there from Noah Quinn to catch the punch from Wyndham.
And a pop-up Meteora on Noah Quinn. Man, good athleticism on display.
Ooh, Wyndham, though, fighting back in from the apron. Nice counter there. Delivers the punch to Noah Quinn.
Goes for an elbow, it looked like, but doesn't connect. And Wyndham's in the corner now.
Already we're seeing, back and forth action from all members of both teams so far. Pretty evenly matched, but in comes Painwrecker, driving the left off the head of Noah Quinn as Wyndham held him in the corner there, using that size advantage you were talking about to keep him in place.
Yeah, that's some creative offense, and a nice show of teamwork from the new tag partners here in Warpath. And speaking of teamwork here,
not a ton of practice to use the size of one to hold the other one and punch with the hand of your teammate, but you keep it simple, go with what works, and maybe come away victorious here as Painwrecker
looking for a Texas cloverleaf, stretching out the lower back as Jamie Quinn tries to crawl and eventually gets out.
And Jamie really the submission artist in the match here, and yet Painwrecker was kind of trying to employ one on Jamie there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad time. He had worked on his legs a little bit before, but a bit of a surprise, which maybe I guess was the goal. And now we'll take him back down on the mat and go to work again, it seems like. Whiffs on a drop kick as Jamie Quinn walks out of the corner, and then a step-up enziguri. Nice awareness there to cut off the hot tag as well. But Painwrecker's still looking to control things here a bit. Slamming him into the corner.
The head of Jamie Quinn off that top turnbuckle. Floating over and around. Oh. Nice DDT from Painwrecker. Going to look for a cover here. Jamie's out at 2. Oh, and Wyndham catches the brunt of a power slam.
And that's a lot of man to be picking up. That's quite a statement there from Noah Quinn as he continues to work Wyndham on the outside.
Yeah, we're sticking with the in-ring here, but Noah did go and get a little extracurricular with Wyndham out there, delivering a couple more shots on the outside. Really making him pay for trying to break up that pin.
Yeah, and Jamie suffering the little rebound attack there off the ropes and a blockbuster. Painwrecker really looks to have things in hand here a bit. He's got to watch out, though. He's very close to Jamie's tag partner. Sure enough, Noah goes for a grapple, but he misses as Painwrecker gets back on top. Ooh. Oh! Little inverted X Factor there. And he's looking tired. Maybe Painwrecker want to get a tag here? What do you think?
Might not be a bad option, but he's going for, a little bit more of another submission here, working on the left arm of Jamie Quinn.
Maybe his strategy is to wear down and weaken the submission artist before he can try to set the submissions in himself. I am surprised, like you, at his use of submission offense, but it seems to be working okay.
Heads up move there by Jamie. He counters back to his feet and immediately goes for the tag after taking a bit of a beating there. But it doesn't work out for Noah Quinn. A nice reversal from Painwrecker.
Yeah, and quite a short arm clothesline there. Back on top again. Painwrecker maybe playing possum a bit, waiting for the other Quinn brother to come in.
Ooh, big kick in the corner takes Noah down to a seated position, but he quickly hops back up and then is shoved right back down. Painwrecker has really been in control of a lot of this match so far.
Yeah, but at the same time, you almost wonder if he's hot dogging a bit too much. I mean, he should let his tag partner, who is, a former champ, in the ring a bit. Really looking to kind of make a name for himself, I guess, in this situation.
Yeah, really similar records for the two of them. Oh, what a kick from
Straight to
Noah
the
Quinn.
jaw.
And yet Painwrecker is right back to his feet. Now he's going to take you up on your advice. Tag in Warren Windham.
Windham here coming in to clean up the debris. Maybe have a meal out of the leftovers. And a big chokehold and an arm drag out of it. Great reversal.
Counter by Noah Quinn.
Working on the arm, beating up the gut, and just takes him down.
Speaking of gut, he grabs a hold and just launches Noah Quinn over the top for the suplex.
A real deadlift there. That was quite a show of strength. And again, the chokehold up high. And again, Noah Quinn with the arm drag out of it.
A solid takedown from Noah, but he's yet to capitalize on any of those nice counters. Warren Windham still on his feet here.
And again, deadlift power bomb. Oh my.
That's the strength of Warren Windham on display, the super heavyweight. But again, the Quinns have yet to look like they're out of this match, even if they haven't been in control the whole time, and stomps the face of Warren Windham into the mat. Noah Quinn looking for the cover. Have they retained? No. Windham kicks out at 2.
You see, Painwrecker there didn't even bother to get in the ring. And I wonder, was that confidence in his teammate, or was that, sort of the newness being a little too green, as a back body drop there by Warren Windham, just tossing Jamie Quinn.
Oh, what a splash from the 330-pound super heavyweight Warren Windham.
And he's not done yet. He's got something else in mind here, bringing him up.
Jamie up and looking for the sheer drop right on top of the head. Down is Jamie.
Put him away.
Windham going for the cover. No help from Noah. Jamie kicks out at 2.
And Noah not only not helping, just sort of casually resting his foot. Man, both of these guys, either they're looking for a really straight up match, or they're both confident in their tag partners.
I think they'd both say it's confidence at this point, but I would believe it more from Noah Quinn. Those two are, really familiar with each other. Not so much for Windham and Painwrecker. It's a bit surprising to see from their side.
Oh. Sure, and I suppose in that case it also could be, a little inexperience, but these guys are smart wrestlers, like I said. As Painwrecker reverses there, gets a little headlock of his own. They're on some strikes now. Remember, there's no countouts in tag wrestling in the SWA.
Oh, face first off the apron goes Jamie Quinn.
That's the hardest part of the ring, and I think his face is a little busted open.
Yeah, he got all of the apron there, and sure enough, he is cut open on the forehead there. Tough impact for the face of Jamie Quinn.
Maybe a little returned favor here. Indeed. Painwrecker face first off that hardest part of the ring.
A big discus punch from Jamie Quinn. A lot of striking from these two on the outside of the ring here. Really just turning into a fist fight.
Yeah, this is starting to get ugly here. Both men kind of getting mad, kind of getting mean, and looking real tired, too. You see Painwrecker drops to one knee there.
Painwrecker's really been out there a bunch. We've seen perhaps the least of Warren Windham so far. He's been he's been the main man in this match so far.
Windham really, maybe picking his spots. I suppose he's known as a man who is very choosy about what he does, but
Oh,
and a big boot there.
finally tagged him in. More of a stomp there, and Wyndham is just wrecking Jamie Quinn now. One-man wrecking crew is Warren Wyndham as he goes for the cover on Jamie Quinn. He's got his feet up on the ropes using some leverage. Jamie Quinn presses his way out at 2.
And that's good because he was pretty far from Noah there, who did come in with a running bulldog by Jamie.
Nice bulldog from Jamie Quinn. Painwrecker out on the outside of the ring. Wyndham staggering to his feet. Jamie Quinn's looking for it. Wrapping him up with a little figure 4 leg lock. Can Wyndham get away? He's in the center of the ring. Worst place to be right here.
The ropes. He can't reach the ropes. What's he going to do? And Wyndham
is tapped out. Jamie and Noah will retain. The Quinn brothers remain undefeated. Take down the open challenge. The figure 4 leg lock taps out the former world champ Warren Wyndham.
And that was maybe the toughest challenge we've seen for the Quinns yet. That really took them to the brink. Jamie in particular, I think, took a lot of beating from both men. We saw his face get busted open. He was on the receiving end of a sheer drop there, as well as a splash from Wyndham. And he fought back and locked in that figure 4, and it was game over.
And what a showing there. The Quinn brothers, as you said, probably the toughest challenge they've had. And, at times when it looked dangerous for them, they looked calm. Just allowing, Noah Quinn with his leg up on the ropes, just watching Jamie get out of that pinfall. The confidence these two have, and they have improved to 8-0. Another title defense. They remain your SWA Tag Team Champions, Jamie and Noah Quinn. The Quinn brothers taking down the open challenge, taking down Warpath. And what do you expect to see out of Wyndham and Painwrecker in the future? Was this a one-time pairing, or do you think we'll see more of them in the future?
Well, I can't speak for them, but I think they showed real promise. I think they, like I said, their skill and intelligence really, I think helped cover up some of the, falls of being a new tag team. So I think with time they'll only improve, and that they took the champs really the distance the way they did, I think is indicative of just how strong they could be if they, put in the work together.
Yeah, great individual competitors, and we saw really signs of flashes of brilliance from both of them. Painwrecker was out there for a long time. We saw Wyndham really get in some solid offense, and Jamie Quinn just got that figure 4 locked in. That thing is deadly. He gets another submission victory, a solid one here tonight to retain the tag titles. We now know the tag chamber later on tonight will determine the next contender for the still SWA Tag Team Champions, Jamie and Noah Quinn.
Making his way to the ring from Finland, weighing in.
Now we move on into our second match of the night. It's a fatal 4-way tables match. But this one is also an elimination style. 3 of these competitors are going to have to go through a table before we crown a winner. And we've got some solid stars in this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be an interesting match too. It's like you said, being elimination means that 3 of these guys got to go through tables, and it's difficult to do it once, let alone 3 times. So it could be real chaos here.
A lot of damage to be inflicted. We've got Kiho Sankari, the first entrant, the kind of crazed Finnish superstar. Sankari's 12th in our power rankings on an individual basis, 6-6. Had a pretty good run going, and then when he entered the Golden Trial tournament at the end of Season 1, he went through that tournament and struggled mightily. Found himself on the losing end every time out. and he's looking to get some momentum going back his way. It's been a tough go of it since then. One of his first, challenger here, also participating in this match, the Sage, Chiamaka Ndigwe. He's relatively new to the SWA, but we've seen some pretty good things out of him so far.
And from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 240 pounds, Doctor.
Dr. Morbius sits at 3-4. He's been a pretty good pay-per-view performer. He had a solid run in his debut, which was back at the Royal Rumble in Season 1 at Right to Fight. In our 2-night stand into the Season 1 pay-per-view. Night 1, he won the Aloysius S. Yates Memorial Elimination match. Got the right to fight Triple G. Came up short in that match, as many have. He's got a good opportunity, though, to notch himself another pay-per-view win here tonight against Ndigwe, Sankari, and the Lion King, Nathan Bogard, who is our last entrant here tonight.
Yeah, it's quite a set of people. Like you talked about all of them there. You gave us the rundown. I've been trying to think about this one. I think this is one of the more interesting matches, just because it's a lot of guys who, on that cusp, like we always talk about, of kind of trying to set your trajectory, maybe right the ship, maybe it's still early in your career and you need to just do the initial trajectory setting. But big win against some good competition on a pay-per-view is a good way to do that, and all these guys are in that spot. So they're all hungry, they're all skilled. I just don't know who to pick. What do you think?
I think, in a match like this, we haven't really seen any of them in a tables match.
It's true.
So I think I'm going to rely on experience, count on experience. I think that Dr. Morbius and Kiho Sankari perhaps have the best odds. But I think I'm going to take Dr. Morbius. He's been a pay-per-view performer so far in his career. I think he doubles down on that tonight, gets himself a win here in this multi-man match, much like he did at 2-Night Stand. And, I think we're going to see some strong showings from multiple competitors tonight, but only one can come out on top. My pick is the Doctor. In each corner we go. Sankari and Morbius going after each other. Ndigwe wasting no time going for a table. And Nathan Bogard knocks that right out of his hands and gets him back in the ring. I think the Sage thought, I'll just put it into this really quick. Bogard had other thoughts, and now those two going at it inside the ring. Two of the newest SWA superstars.
At the very least, maybe he was thinking, we got to have tables in this, and I might as well be the one to introduce him. Maybe, sneak an elimination in pretty early. But it's not going to be that easy, as Nathan Bogard soon reminded him. But ultimately, that view is right. You got to have tables in this match. It's just a matter of when.
Nathan Bogard, perhaps the most deceptive 0-2 we've got in the company right now, had a hell of a showing at 2-Night Stand in his debut, featured on both nights, went toe-to-toe with DDT in an incredible submission-only Iron Man match. They ended up fighting to a draw, 5-5. He dropped his chance to take down DDT later, but the singles hasn't started well, but he was a hell of a performer at 2-Night Stand, and maybe this is his chance to notch himself a big win on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, you mentioned he is technically 0-2, but in a lot of ways, I think fighting to a draw with DDT like he did is ultimately a win without being an actual win, because it was a hell of a performance against one of the best submission guys in all of wrestling, and that's a hell of a feather in your cap. But that said, his record officially is 0-2, and so he needs a win pretty desperately here. Like I said, he's still trying to set that initial trajectory, but this could be huge for him.
Yeah, he's 0-2 with 5 submissions. An interesting statistic, nonetheless. But right now, Kiho Sankari is going to work on him and rolling to the outside.
Stage up top.
He's now looking for a table, and Dr. Morbius takes offense to that, grabbing the table for himself and bringing it into the ring.
The good doctor going to surgery, it seems, bringing that table in. As everyone decides to take a little parade around the ring.
Yeah, we've got a little conga line going as Nathan Bogard catches his breath on the right side of the ring there. Everyone kind of looking out for Sankari, and the Sage goes off the steel steps.
He sure does. Right off the steps. All over the shins. That's real painful. Not a lot there between. Oh, speaking of painful. How about a face full of table?
Boots the table out of Bogard's hands, and now the Sage goes off the steps again. He's taking a beating on the outside.
And over the table, too. Oh, my gosh. His shins are going to be feeling it. Like I was saying, there's not a lot there between your skin and bone. That's real. Oh, again. And Ndigwe just really taking a beating on the outside there.
My God, the steel steps have really done a number on Chiamaka and Ndigwe.
He can't even stand anymore. Do you see that? He just fell over.
When Bogard has a table set up, was looking to get Morbius on top of it, but the doctor fights out, maybe saving himself for the time being here. But Bogard looks like he's...
Oh! And does not break the table, will not be an elimination.
Sankari gets half of it, though. Solid impact on it, but again, yeah, not an elimination, not through the table, but definitely on the table. Solid impact on the back of Kiho Sankari.
And Ndigwe there with a fisherman's brainbuster, it looked like, and then a little something extra to Morbius, and now he's ruling the roost here, setting up the table again, maybe looking to put somebody through it this time, finishing what he started.
When he gets it set up, but Sankari kind of sneaks in here.
Uh-oh. Twice off the table on his face.
Oh.
Make it 3 times.
And Ndigwe 3 shots to the gut off the table after already taking a trio off the steel steps. The environment has been his worst enemy tonight.
It has indeed. And speaking of pain, oh, that tiger driver right on the head. And uh-oh, Ndigwe up against the table. This could be bad news.
Sankari's taking him up and throws him through. Our first elimination, Kiho Sankari sends out the Sage.
And just like that, Ndigwe's gone. But it's not over yet, folks. We still got a lot left. As Sankari with a nice Hurricane Rana there. Did you know that means frog hurricane in English?
I will have to take your word for that.
A leaping clothesline by Bogard.
With a big leg drop off the ropes from Dr. Morbius.
Nice little Kotaru crusher there, and beating his head into the mat for extra emphasis. I think Morbius here should just get a table. I don't know what he's doing, resting, eyeing his opponent. I think just go get that other table. Put somebody through it, man. Disrespect by Sankari.
Ooh, and stomped to the mat from Dr. Morbius.
Back into the corner. Little do-si-do action. In the meantime, Bogard's got his wits about him again. Little double team on Sankari for a minute there, and the good doctor can't decide what he wants to do offensively, and it may hurt him.
and doesn't make up his mind. Bogard takes advantage, now delivering some impact. Oh!
Bogard finally remembering what the match stip is and getting a table into the ring. Thankfully, someone reminded these other idiots that you gotta put them through the table.
Bogard sending it right into the head of Kiho Sankari there, using it for some offense before trying to put anyone through it.
From that quick strike speed of Sankari, he recovers just in time to block a punch, and now he's in control all of a sudden.
Ooh, and he returns the favor right to the gut and chest of Nathan Bogard. Sankari's got a table set up, and he's already put someone through one tonight. Can he get a second? Oh! Looking for a frog hurricane, catches a power bomb instead.
Yeah, that'll do it. And I think Bogard here looking to get some momentum going. Nice big stalling suplex with the squats. Don't forget to get your leg workouts in. Catches a bit of the steps on the way down, I think, and took long enough that Dr. Morbius was able to come across the entire ring. Morbius going to work here, and okay, we're going back in the ring. Morbius maybe looking to put him through the table.
Trying to make this a one-on-one, perhaps.
Oh, and he does. An STO through the table, and a rock cell on that code breaker as well. My goodness.
Back of the head for Bogard goes through the table there. Not much of his back that broke that one. What an impact. Oh!
And a cutter onto the table, not through it, but onto it.
Sankari inflicting some damage to the good doctor here before perhaps setting him up to eliminate him.
Little moonwalk in place action. He's a skilled dancer.
Gets sick and tired of the table, just throws it to the ground, going back to work on Dr. Morbius. Oh!
Just boops him in the face, and just like that.
Oh, now we've
Morbius
got a battle for the table, and Morbius has it. Oh!
This is very dire for either one of them. Those boops are much more painful than they look.
Oh, really just a boop fest here. And so far, neither side coming away victorious. Again, Kiho Sankari hates tables. Throws it to the ground.
That rolling elbow.
Got all of that. That's a solid point of impact to the face of Dr. Morbius. Nobody home on the kick there.
Another Inzaguri.
And Morbius back with the table. And then slams it into the gut of Kiho Sankari. Now he's going to set it up.
Morbius indeed remembered the stipulation of this match. Got to put your opponent through the table.
He's going to send him off the ropes here. And how about the other side? Just sort of an around-the-world situation right now for Dr. Morbius. Really just working the gut of Kiho Sankari here. Off the table repeatedly. Now Sankari fighting back from the apron. Table falls down. You know how those table legs are. You don't get them locked in place.
You got to do the little slidey thing. That's what keeps them in place. The little tube.
Yeah, they're so easy to collapse. Also, get your finger in there or something. Really pinch some skin. Do some real damage. Dr. Morbius now thinks better of putting in the table up at the corner and instead just puts it on the throat of Sankari, really limiting the airflow of his opponent. Now has it set up in the ring.
And that was very clever and kind of evil because that's plausible that he was just sort of trying to set up the table and didn't know that Sankari was there, but we know what he was doing.
Yeah, we had a great shot of the dastardly medical procedure Dr. Morbius was performing there as he slams Sankari repeatedly off the table. Now taking him
like
up
he's done enough work to the gut
and Power bombing him through the table. Dr. Morbius, my pick all along, comes away victorious.
The good doctor may have given someone diverticulitis, but in the process, he has indeed won the match. Great work all around. Incredible competition, but Morbius with some strong offense, especially when it counted, and that's through tables.
Yeah, sends Nathan Bogard head first through a table, and then power bombs Kiho Sankari. Morbius comes through in the clutch on the pay-per-view once more. The Doctor hasn't always shown up in all of his singles matches, but he comes through when it matters. Big win for Dr. Morbius in our second match of the night.
Yeah, and you're right. He seems to show up on the biggest stages, and now the thing for him is going to be putting together multiple wins because we don't have a pay-per-view every week, so he's got to make it work in the meantime.
And how about our third matchup of the night? Casey Starr, the Japanese wrestling legend, would you say? Former champion?
So I've heard. I'm not particularly familiar, but that's what I've been told.
Showed up to take on Al Sebastian, attacked Sebastian, and by God, Sebastian has showed up from behind to attack Casey Starr.
And the ref is having none of it, backing him off till they can ring the bell and start this match.
And Al Sebastian taking matters into his own hands a little bit. Casey Starr interrupted a couple of matches from Big Al. These two have some sort of history. Starr, my understanding is he's come all the way here just to take care of business with Al Sebastian.
Yeah, and a running knee there, really trying to assert himself quickly here. Casey Starr got to get control back.
Just right into the action here. Oh.
Sends the arm back, really stretching that shoulder and that pectoral muscle.
Going for another big boot. Starr catches the right leg. Now working the left to Sebastian, but terrible positioning. Sebastian grabs the ropes easily.
Those Japanese rings are a little different size, so got to get acquainted with the American parameters here. Speaking of, I don't know a ton about Casey Starr's offensive arsenal. What sort of wrestler we're looking at here? Do you know much about him?
My understanding is that he is a very talented wrestler. Has done some great work over in Japan, but not a lot of wrestling. I've seen what I would describe as one of the wildest documentaries that exist, but very little wrestling action involved in that.
Sure, it was mostly just kind of pomp and circumstance about how cool Casey Starr was, yeah.
And how uncool, Al Sebastian is. And I got to say, I'm not sure the SWA universe agrees. Al Sebastian, one of the hippest, sort of most modern superstars we have in the company.
That's the easiest way to describe him. I mean, I think that's the consensus. But Sebastian here clearly taking it personally as he's really going to town. Punches and kicks to the face.
And a classic
alligator
big
roll.
alligator roll from Sebastian.
Really going in. But those moon boots are made for tripping, it seems like. Casey Starr playing to the crowd and
Get himself pumped up a little bit here. Delivers a couple of kicks. Nice DDT from Starr. Looking for a cover center of the ring. Try to put this one away early. Gets a 1 count.
Not going to be enough. Al even rolls out of the way of the kick there.
Oh,
and a low blow.
Al Sebastian, and the ref caught all of that one. Casey Starr, winner by DQ.
Right in the dingus.
That was not a very hip or cool thing to do from Big Al.
Never cool to hit a man in the giblets.
And they don't even really get to settle the score as Sebastian, was fired up tonight. Came out with the attack, sneaking in from the crowd, and then delivers the low blow. What a weird match between these two. I think Star wanted more of a resolution than that.
I think they probably both did. Honestly, it seemed to me like from the jump. I think Sebastian was just seeing red. He's been tormented by Casey Starr for a bit now. Interrupted matches, the documentary, the promos, etc. And it just kind of set him off. That's my guess, honestly. He's usually much more reserved about that. I think it just got to him tonight. So, the story continues. I'm certain this is not over. Casey Starr, it seems, will not let up until there's been a real match and a real decision. So, I guess stay tuned, folks. We'll see what the next chapter of Casey Starr and Al Sebastian's story is.
Really just a weird, not really conclusion to what's been going on between those two. But we, hate to move on too quickly, but we've got a Path to Glory match coming up, and that briefcase is on the line, and it contains a opportunity at the SWA World Championship. In fact, the last time it was cashed in was by Al Sebastian. We'll see who comes away with it tonight in this 6-man ladder match.
Yeah, Sebastian, of course, won it after he helped eliminate Calvin Abueva at the Rumble at Ride to Fight last season. I believe it was a double elimination. Two wrestlers eliminated. Eliminated Abueva. Sebastian ended up winning the subsequent match, holding that briefcase for a while. Unsuccessful in cashing in, however, did not secure the championship, lost to Domingo Cervantes, who we'll see later this evening.
Yeah, for Corey Quinn, he earned his spot by taking down the Lion King Nathan Bogard. Lazar Malveaux took down Dr. Morbius to get their opportunities here tonight. We had 4 sort of play-in matches, if you will. 2 of them are our first 2 entrants here tonight, and a couple of at-large picks who we'll see shortly.
Yeah, this is quite a field this year. As I mentioned, kind of running down the history of that Path to Glory last year. This match can be huge, as we've talked about, but the field this year was a bunch of guys who are sort of on the bubble of really contending, I think. But that means they all have got resumes and all have wins. So it's a strong field, and I'm interested to see what comes of it.
Yeah, for Corey Quinn, he's climbed his way up to 14th in the power rankings, 6 and 7. Almost pulled back to 500. Lazar Malveaux sits at 11th, 5 and 4. Got himself above 500. And we've got a couple of young guns in this match, including Ryan Strong, the Philadelphia native. He's come into the SWA hot, 2-0. Already sits at 17th in the power rankings, won his debut match, and took down Chiamaka Ndigwe in his Path to Glory qualifier to earn his spot here tonight.
And he looks like he's feeling good about himself tonight. Got a little swagger on. Not quite a D'Lo Brown head wobble situation, but he's feeling good about his prospects. This, of course, the winner of this match is on the Path to Glory and has a briefcase guaranteeing them shot at the title if they choose to cash it in. But anytime they compete after this point, that briefcase is on the line. Doesn't matter if it's a multi-man, a singles, whatever. You can lose it in the Rumble even. So it's high stakes, and it's always the question of when the cash-in is going to happen.
Our fourth entrant, the out-of-this-world Starman, much like Strong, has come into the SWA hot so far. 2-0, 18th in our power rankings. He won his qualifier match against Gonzo McLovin last week. Took down Paragon in his debut. And for both Strong and Starman, what a win tonight would be. Their third appearance in the SWA, a pay-per-view win in a big Path to Glory ladder match, would be a great start to their career.
Yeah, it really would be. It's a real rocket strap moment, and you shoot to the top of the card pretty quickly if you come out on top in this match. But I don't know if the Naked Mole Rat has it in him.
Well, if anyone knows about riding in a rocket, I would think it would be Starman. But our first at-large pick here, Songgrace, 10th in the power rankings, 6-4, a fan favorite. Hasn't always been able to get it going, has struggled in recent weeks in the tag division with his partner Eddie Vortex, members of Barefoot Buddies. But he's back in the singles action here tonight with a chance at the Path to Glory briefcase. What an opportunity that would be for Songgrace. And could be a favorite in this match, but I think the primary favorite so far, our last entrant, 8th in the power rankings, 9-6. Captain Tiger Marsh making his way as our last at-large pick.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that has he, like Painwrecker for a while, sort of quietly kept assembling a huge resume of wins, and at some point everyone kind of turned around and went, oh, wow, you're one of the best we have, and he's continued to hang around. He's top 10, which is, a big achievement, and he's looking for something to kind of get him to that top spot, and maybe this is his path right here.
Great opportunity for Marsh. He's had a match that could have earned him a title shot before and didn't come out victorious in that one, but we're underway already, and there's going to be a lot of chaos here. Good luck keeping up with it all. We've got Malvo and Songgrace, Quinn and Strong, Starman and Marsh, the pairings so far.
A lot of punches being thrown so far, but a lot of reversals too. These guys are all ready to go.
The winner will be the one that gets a ladder set up in the center of the ring and removes that Path to Glory briefcase from its resting point high above the center of the ring. Oh, good Lord, Songgrace back first off the apron.
Yeah, just back suplex him right onto the apron there, and that's tough. He's going to be feeling that one for a while. Speaking of feeling it, a little face full of ladder there.
Marsh had the ladder, and from the side comes Corey Quinn, just blows him up.
And I think that ladder fell on everybody that was down there, so they're all feeling a little bit of something.
Songgrace has brought a ladder into the ring, but Brian Strong takes care of Songgrace on the outside. Marsh slams Malvo down. Starman takes down Corey Quinn.
Strong going back to work on Malvo here. Decided he didn't want to hang on to the ladder just yet.
And Songgrace decides he needs another ladder. He took one inside. He kind of got it taken away. Looks like he got one set up on the apron in the barricade.
I don't know, man. People do crazy things in some of these matches.
I don't think he's going to get to the briefcase from there. He might have some cruel intentions in mind. Finds his way back in the ring, going back to work on Marsh, who had put him down on the outside.
Just whiffs, absolutely whiffs on that punch a couple of times.
Drapes
hanging him on the second rope.
Marsh rolls away.
It's a shame he finally had him at a height where he could reach. And Did that ladder catch the foot of Corey Quinn on the outside there as Malvo threw it over the top rope?
Might have. Marsh blows up Sangres on the inside of the ring. We got most of our competitors on the outside. Big Hurricane Rana from Brian Strong on Starman.
Yeah, that's the second one. The first one actually put him down onto the ladder here, and neck breaker down Corey Quinn. Brian Strong's feeling it right now.
Sangres for the whiff on the inside. Brian Strong now going to work on Malvo.
Another Hurricane Rana. Meanwhile, Tiger Marsh getting his squats in.
Getting his CrossFit workout in, assisted by the free weight of Sangres.
All 75 pounds of him.
Going for a ladder and bringing one inside. Oh no, Malvo power bombs Corey Quinn off the apron. Oh.
And then flings him into the side.
Oh, and face first off the post goes Brian Strong.
The environment really taking a toll on everybody here in this match.
And Captain Tiger Marsh seems to be aware of the goal. He's climbing the ladder. He's got a hold of the briefcase. Corey Quinn is working on the ladder. Him and Sangres push it free, and Marsh is still held on. Oh,
and power bombed onto the ladder.
Gets him into a power bomb onto the ladder, and Marsh rolls to the outside in what looks to be one of the most painful positions. He finally falls off that ladder on the outside.
Lest we forget, too, Corey Quinn with a missile dropkick on Lazar Malvo in the middle there of all that. And it was chaos for a minute.
Now Malvo is climbing to the top. Starman is following him up. Delivers the punch to Malvo, who was going for the briefcase. Now these two getting into it. Sangres with the old asshole punch, while Marsh tries to push the ladder over, and with the help from Sangres does. Oh, Sangres sends Marsh over onto that ladder on the outside.
That is real dangerous right there. Tiger Marsh spared of something drastic as Sangres got pulled away before he could do anything on top of that ladder. But my goodness, a scary moment there for. And now
Sangres finds himself on it. No, Starman to the top rope. No, Starman
on the splash.
Totally whiffs. Sangres is just chilling on the ladder. Starman splatters himself on the outside from the top turnbuckle.
He fell an extra 6 feet because he missed that.
Oh.
And a Hurricane Rana after the fact.
Sangres just catching some shut-eye while the world around him devolves into chaos. Brian Strong powerbombing Corey Quinn to the outside.
Oh my.
And Sangres is up.
Strong as well.
Sangres is up scot-free there. Really dodged a super inaccurate bullet.
Dodged a flying alien, it seemed like. So now we have Marsh laid down in the ring, everyone else outside, and no ladder in the ring. Corey Quinn may be looking to fix that, but Brian Strong says he's got other ideas.
And Brian Strong using the Hurricane Rana takedown to great effect here tonight. Oh,
I hear he's a fan of the Super Ranas, current AAA tag team champions. It's a tribute to them, using the Hurricane Rana so much. He rolls Marsh back inside the ring, and a DDT on Quinn there by Malvo from his knees. Corey Quinn's taking quite a beating tonight.
Yeah, he's been on the wrong end of a lot of damage. Now Starman has sent Marsh to the ladder.
What's he thinking this
time? Does he dare try it again?
No.
Oh, Marsh rolls away.
Oh, and he caught his lower back on the ladder.
Oh, Starman lined it up, and instead he just lands back first on the ladder himself.
Sangres with a crimson knee in the middle.
Gets some blood out of the head of Malvo. Starman needs to stay the hell away from that ladder on the outside.
He seems to be the only one bold enough to try anything with it. now that it's up there, but he's over
Oh.
2.
Catches a ladder to the face, and then Songgrace drives one into his gut. Songgrace, a couple of men down on the inside. Instead, he's thinking of going to work on Starman. It's not going to work. Quinn with a face-first drive to Tiger Marsh.
Malvo up, but bleeding quite a lot from his face. He retaliates, puts Starman on the apron, and he's thinking about going up top. Going straight for that briefcase, not wasting any time.
Goes. Corey Quinn focusing on Starman, and finally sees the target Starman had, going after Malvo.
Punching
delivering
him in the
some
back of the knees there, maybe trying
punches
to buckle
to the
his
back of the
legs.
leg, but Malvo really working on the briefcase. He's dangling from it now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Brian Strong finally gets him free. How did he
Gets him in
not
that
get it
electric chair.
untied?
You know, it's really hard when you're up there. It's a lot of weight pulling you down. You gotta be nimble with your fingers. But Corey Quinn, maybe looking to go right back up. I guess not.
Oh, power bomb Starman to the outside. Songgrace just taking a breather, making sure
Just
that
resting.
ladder stays up and in place.
He's just ready for his next spot a little early. It's okay.
Songgrace climbs up. He's got a hold of it. Brian Strong
Brian
pushing on the
Strong
ladder.
right there.
Gets the ladder and gets Songgrace.
That was bold on his part.
Flying Brian sets up the ladder. Now he's climbing up. No one nearby to stop him. Songgrace trying to get to his feet.
Everyone else resting, standing around. They're all
and-
very tired.
Brian Strong comes away with it. Flying Brian is your Path to Glory winner. Gets the briefcase. Perfectly timed climb and secure there from Brian Strong.
And great work by everyone in that match, but especially Brian Strong, to come away with a victory in a match of this caliber this early in your SWA career. Big stuff. Big things on the horizon for Flying Brian here.
2-0 start in singles and a major win on his first ever pay-per-view. Flying Brian Strong is your Path to Glory winner. And he owns that briefcase, which holds in it a contract at the World Championship. But as we mentioned before, any time that he is in a match, that thing is on the line until he cashes it in. Take him down before he cashes it in, and it can be yours. Fun stipulation on that briefcase, but Brian Strong has the Path to Glory briefcase in his possession. Next up, we've got some bad blood between, I guess at this point we can safely say, former tag team partners.
Yeah, it seems like it. After the recent comments from Domingo Cervantes, it really seems like that's about it for Fuerza Mayor.
I mean, I think Puma had already said plenty with his actions. Cervantes comes out and confirms it. But these two in a mask versus mask match here tonight. Strong alliteration there. Loser of this will be unmasked the next time that we see them in SWA action. These are former teammates, folks. The drama here has caused me to forget how to speak. That's how
It
important
is
this
high
match
stakes.
is.
Very high stakes. And yeah, this team, a couple of guys who came out, encountered each other, and were excited about the chance to work together. Domingo Cervantes was champ for a good long while, dethroned Warren Windham, and a solid run as champion, all the while still competing in tag matches. But El Puma has alleged that Cervantes was never really concerned about the team. He was only worried about himself and his singles career. And that is supposedly what led to this breakup, this feud. After, a string of losses, Puma had finally had enough. Didn't attack his former partner, but instead just started showing up with his singles opponents. He came out, managing and assisting grieving Garrison Gray. Did the same with Kyo Sankari a few weeks later, and just has been lighting him up in the press. And Cervantes has had enough.
Yeah, and we saw, Puma showing up that first time with Triple G really did a number on Cervantes. Triple G kind of made quick work of Domingo. And then we saw it did not phase him in the slightest when he came out with Sankari. Just beat the hell out of Kyo Sankari and in quick fashion. But these two matching up against each other, usually together as a team, no more. Going head-to-head in a Fez press from Cervantes.
Just using all that momentum and that body weight, the obvious size difference here can really go in Cervantes' favor if he leverages it like that. Puma a bit quicker, maybe a bit more of the flippy variety, but Cervantes obviously no slouch. As I said, he's one of our former champions. That is a very elite group to be in. Puma, however, has won a Rumble. So they both have some accolades, both great competitors, both a lot of fire in their guts, you might say.
Yeah, and while they've never faced each other one-on-one, they were involved in the triple threat title match. The match, in fact, where Tomio Yamaguchi secured the title, taking it away from Cervantes due to that Rumble win, like you mentioned, that Puma has. 3-4 for Puma, but a pretty high-profile victory in the Rumble for him. Cervantes 9-3, looking for his 10th win here tonight. I'm sure he's not focused on the number, more so the end of a relationship here. But a former champ, he's the one who took the belt away from Warren Windham and had a pretty good run while he had it around his waist. And right now he's focused on moving past the disagreements with El Puma and perhaps getting back into the championship contention.
Yeah, I think Cervantes is definitely just kind of ready to cross this off the list and be done with it. Puma, however, seems to be really concerned with making this one hurt for Cervantes. As he goes up top here, what's he thinking?
Looking in the high rent district, but no one home. Cervantes gets out of the way.
Goes for a corkscrew senton and just misses. Cervantes playing possum, knowing Puma likes to go up top, and that was disastrous.
Shades of Starman there. No one home. Puma lands hard on the center of the ring. A couple of strong rights from Cervantes, but a nice counter blocking that last one from Puma.
Got him in the corner. Maybe looking for a little Gamengiri action.
And the gymnastics on full display. Nice cartwheel for Puma. Now going up top once more. Cervantes all the way in the center of the ring.
Maybe looking for that moon stomp here.
Oh,
and there it is. The moon stomp.
Got all of it.
Gut.
All the way across the ring. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. El Puma comes away with a victory. That Gamengiri into the moon stomp. That combination, what a big victory for El Puma.
Yeah, huge victory here. And the next time we see Domingo Cervantes, he will be unmasked.
And it's been a rough few weeks for Domingo Cervantes. The downfall of Fuerza Mayor, the loss to Triple G as a result of the sort of dastardly, perhaps, tactics of El Puma, and then El Puma coming away victorious here tonight at Countdown. Cervantes is going to be riled up, I imagine, and it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for him. The unmasking, what he's got next on the docket, and how about El Puma, a high-profile victory, a Rumble winner, gets himself a nice win here tonight at Countdown over a top 5 opponent. Things may be looking up for El Puma. Maybe he needed to get out of that tag team. Perhaps he was onto something.
Yeah, I think he's definitely looking to be out of that slump now, or he's hoping this will be the start of the next chapter for El Puma.
Next up, though, we've got our Elimination Chamber match, and it should be a fun one. Last year, we saw this match feature the SWA World Championship, in which Warren Windham had to defend the title in the chamber. He came away victorious against the odds. This year, a chance at the Quins, who we now know have retained the tag titles earlier tonight. A chance at the Quins with the tag titles on the line is what is at stake in the chamber tonight. Each of these teams has sent one representative, and if they come away victorious, their team will get a shot at the Quins.
And this is high stakes. We already saw, it's not a tag team in the proper sense, but certainly a team of 2 very, very good wrestlers already fall to the Quins tonight. Many of these teams themselves have fallen to the Quins, but every one of them is determined to be the next one to get a win. So question remains, who will it be when all is said and done in the chamber tonight?
Yeah, and really what has happened is the tag division's been so tough, and no one's really stood out enough to take on the Quins here tonight. This match had to happen to decide who would be the challengers, which led to the open challenge earlier tonight, as the Quinn brothers didn't want to go home empty-handed without a match here tonight. Wanted to defend their title and did so. But this Elimination Chamber, 6 representatives from each team. The Phoenix, Diego Mercer the first, coming down as a representative of Deadfire. Our entrance tonight, entirely randomized. My understanding is that they don't even know until the music kicks in who is coming down in what order. Diego Mercer, our first, will not be starting this match in the ring, and will instead take his place in one of our 4 chambers, of which he will be a timed entrant later on in this match.
Yeah, indeed. To remind everyone how the match goes, we have two wrestlers start in the ring. The other 4 are in pods and are released one at a time, and timed intervals and randomized. So not only is the order of entrance randomized here, who comes in and is in a pod versus who's in the ring, but indeed even who comes out of the pod next is randomized. And it is elimination style, so every person except the winner will get pinned or submitted here tonight inside this chamber. They're locked in a huge cage. This is going to be a war.
And a good chance now as Yasuke Bozeman, the representative for New Era, makes his way to the ring to reflect on last year's chamber. I mentioned that Warren Windham retained the title, but it wasn't an easy retention for Warren Windham. He was put through 2 separate pods, speared through and into the pods, both of those at the hands of Yasuke Bozeman, a chamber veteran perhaps, and could make him an early favorite because really he was a dominant force in that match, just wasn't able to come away with the win.
Yeah, I think you really saw how much he wanted it there, putting the champ, specifically going after the champ, and then putting him through 2 pods was a testament to his desire, his passion, but it wasn't enough to get it done in the end. And we'll see if his experience pays off tonight.
Slate Stone, our third person to make his way down the ring, a representative of Unhinged, taking the slot here tonight instead of his brother Onyx Stone. For Deadfire, Diego Mercer is the entrant. That choice, of course, is the choices were made by each individual team. Deadfire chose Mercer as the representative, choosing instead to keep the Crow, Eric Draven, and Dead Peace on the sidelines here tonight. For New Era, the choice was made for Bozeman and the Ace, not featured here tonight.
Yeah, and just a couple tag teams left. Going to be interesting to see who comes out next and takes that last pod, and who comes out after to start the match in the ring. That could make all the difference in some cases.
Yeah, we'll see now. Our last two, of course, will start the match in the ring, and it will not be DDT, the Fed, representing Dirty Deeds. Now, I said that these teams were able to choose their competitors. Not so much the case for Dirty Deeds. DDT was the only choice, as other tag team member Tomio Yamaguchi will be defending the SWA World Championship in our next match, our main event of the night. So the Fed was the only choice for Dirty Deeds, but he's the representative for them here tonight and is our last pod entrant. Meaning we will start this match with Lucian Bedeau and the Island God SWA in the ring.
Two of our newer tag teams represented in the ring initially, with DDT here, as you said, partnered with the champ, going to be hanging out in the pod. And yeah, while it wasn't really an option to have Yamaguchi compete in this match as well, I don't think you hurt at all having DDT be your representative. He's pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah, 9-6 in singles, all 9 victories coming via submission. He is 7th in our power rankings. He's the highest ranked singles competitor in this chamber match. But DDT will be looking to get his eliminations tonight via submission. Could be the same from Slate Stone. Elimination or pinfall, or submission or pinfall rather. Both eligible here tonight.
Yeah, any way to eliminate him counts, and that's the name of the game, as you might imagine. It is an elimination chamber, so it's all or nothing here. You got to beat everybody else one at a time.
Lucian Bedeau, the representative for Highlights for Adults, taking the spot over Flynn Turner Simmons. They've been on a bit of a run, 2 wins in a row after dropping their debut match. Some high-profile wins at that. See what Bedeau can do here representing his team in the chamber match.
Bedeau really taking his time here, kind of eyeing everybody, showing a display of confidence, but I think if I'm him, I'm a little nervous right now. Not a whole lot of tag wrestling under my belt. Not a ton of, single matches in the SWA either. Not really anything of this magnitude, of this scale. And I guess you got to do everything you can to hide those nerves in this moment.
Yeah, an appearance in the Rumble at Right to Fight, but not a lot of pay-per-view experience for Lucian Bedeau, but that's the kind of run that their team has been on lately, and it's given him a chance to be in this match here tonight, and could be a chance to really make even more of a name for their team and for himself here tonight with a win in this match.
It could be, but his first opponent is going to be that man right there, the Island God SWA, who is he's one of those guys who he's of a size where he looks kind of big but doesn't look too big. looks kind of strong, but doesn't look too strong. And he is deceptively big and deceptively strong. Very dangerous opponent. And also someone who's seen some sort of surprising tag success recently.
Yeah, SWA has actually worked with a couple of different folks in the tag division so far. And tonight he'll be representing the Fallen Gods, his pairing with Benjamin Goldenberg. They took down Deadfire last week in their tag debut, and a pretty good one at that.
Yeah, pretty solid performance landed them in the chamber here in this match, competing for a shot at the title, despite only having competed once as a team. But, I mean, they, like we've said of others, are strong competitors in their own right. And the ref is already down.
John is taken out, and Badeau is stomped to the mat with a bare foot of SWA. A hot start for the Island God.
Summer's in around the bend for the ref, but he's back on his feet.
Ooh.
Not so much for Lucien Badeau, however.
SWA on a roll right now, looking for a quick elimination. Gets the 1 count.
Not going to be enough.
Oh,
And a leaping Hurricane Rana just jumps straight on top of his shoulders, but SWA unloads on him.
takes offense to that one, and you can see the countdown on your screen. 5 seconds, and we're going to have our third competitor exit their pod. Who's it going to be? DDT, Slate, Mercer. It's going to be Yasuke Bozeman.
Representing New Era, Bozeman enters the ring, and
Man,
SWA looking to assert some dominance here.
Bozeman, the man with a little bit of chamber experience here. In fact, both team members of New Era were featured in last year's chamber match. The ace came off the top of one of the pods. Bozeman sent someone through 2 of them. They had some pretty highlight moments, just couldn't come away with a win. They'll be hoping for a win for Bozeman, though, here tonight.
Little judo toss there from SWA, and he goes back to work on Badeau. Maybe smart to keep kind of working on perhaps what you might call the weaker competitor here, at least the one who's been beaten up more already.
Badeau's certainly taking the most damage, but we're down to 3 seconds on our 4th competitor entering the ring. And it's gonna be the Phoenix.
Diego Mercer.
Diego Mercer representing Deadfire. 4 in the ring. Bozeman went for the cover over SWA. Not going to be able to do it. Badeau dumps Mercer over to the outside.
And those panels are not comfortable, let me tell you. It's not fun to drop your back on that. Oh, and a big suplex as well.
A lot of metal surface out there to impact with.
Little mirror image there as the wrestlers climb back into the ring. Bozeman sent right back outside. SWA needs a little space to go to work, it seems.
Badeau slams the back of Mercer onto the knee and then stretches him out a little bit as we prepare for our 5th entrant.
No eliminations yet. You know, that's maybe a blessing and a curse.
Slate Stone of Unhinged making his way. That means DDT will be our last entrant. Great fortunes for Dirty Deeds in terms of entrance order here.
Yeah, indeed. And a couple of nice back suplexes, a little bit of fisticuffs all around the ring, and a nice bulldog by Slate Stone.
Oh, and he catches a solid boot from Yasuke Bozeman. You know, the 2 submission artists coming in last, perhaps the best news for them. Their opponents weakened up a little bit before they even have to come in.
Speaking of a submission.
Oh,
never mind. He was just looking to slingshot him into the cage.
Off the cage, and now Badeau's looking for an elimination. He's not going to get it.
Not going to be enough. He is the Phoenix after all, and a super kick to SWA inside the ring. Bozeman really holding his own against 2 competitors, but something crazy there from Slate Stone, and here we go. DDT in the match.
Badeau caught a shot from the Phoenix and then got one from the Fed, and he's busted open.
And just lying there in his own blood. As Mercer and Thomas go to town on the outside of the ring.
Slate Stone jumps in on the action on Yasuke Bozeman. SWA now working on the Fed. Badeau catches Mercer off guard.
Another back suplex. Slate Stone thrown to the outside of the ring between the pods over there. Meanwhile, SWA just going to town on DDT.
And watch out for Bozeman anytime he gets someone near those pods. As we mentioned, he sent Warren Windham through it twice last year.
Snap suplex by Bozeman on the outside. Oh, and Diego Mercer just punches the frame. Goes for a punch and just misses entirely.
Oh, DDT's got a submission locked in here on SWA, center of the ring. Can the Island God get free of it, or do we have an elimination? SWA is tapped out. Our first elimination. DDT has an elimination, has sent SWA out.
Goes after Badeau next, perhaps picking the weakest competitor. Oh, and that butterfly backbreaker. Badeau is just done on the outside. Basement dropkick brings Diego Mercer to the mat. Big suplex as well. Meanwhile, Bozeman and Slate Stone still going at it on the side of the ring over here. A little back and forth action. DDT maybe going to get involved.
And now Slate wrenching on the left arm of Bozeman. Referee watching that one closely, but Bozeman finds a way to get out. Badeau working on the arms of the Phoenix.
And now DDT sneaks in for a pin.
Oh, Mercer's out at 2.
Oh, and Slate Stone just runs Bozeman into the side of the cage. Bozeman and Stone really laying into each other over here. Just having their own separate match. DDT putting in some work on the left arm of Mercer inside the ring. You know, he's famous for that arm bar.
Slate slung back inside. All 5 competitors inside the ring now. Lucien Badeau has really avoided the offense since that elimination, and that missile drop kick from Mercer on DDT. He's going to go for a cover.
Meanwhile, we saw an impaler DDT by Bozeman
1, 2, and 3. DDT's been eliminated.
DDT is out just like that.
He got the first elimination, and Deadfire puts him away. No pinfall for Slate Stone. The Fed is out, courtesy of the Phoenix. Big elimination.
No one being, and a big cutter from Mercer. I told you that no one being eliminated when all 6 were in the ring was indeed a blessing and a curse. A Dragon Sleeper here.
Badeau kicks out. Stone in a precarious position.
The ref is right there. Be able to hear if he taps out.
Oh,
he doesn't do it. He holds on.
Out of it. Dodges a bullet there. Bozeman has put away people with that before. Lucien Badeau still in the match. Started the match. He's been out there the longest.
He is also bleeding quite profusely from his general facial region. May need some facial reconstruction surgery, but he also might have a tag title shot, so what does he care?
Bozeman and Stone going back out to where they're most comfortable on the outside of the ring of this match. And again, Slate Stone slams him into the side of the cage. He's looking for a cover. Doesn't get it. Kick out from Bozeman. Nice kick from the Phoenix on Lucien Badeau. Mercer now looking for the cover. He's got the feet up on the ropes. Ref doesn't see it, but it's only a 2 count.
A little too much to watch in this match, I guess. But not going to be enough.
Oh, Bozeman slung into the cage once more. And Slate Stone is climbing up it.
What is he thinking?
Oh, no! All the way down on Bozeman.
And that's the sort of mistakes we're seeing here because Slate Stone is not a high flyer. He does not like to get up high.
Handspring cutter from Diego Mercer. Right on the bloodied head of Lucian Bedeau.
And just whiffs on a punch. Mercer looking to end it here, but he can't quite do it.
Oh, discus delivery from Yasuke Bozeman busts Slate Stone right open.
It does indeed, but Slate Stone not having any of it. Going to work there.
Neck breaker from Diego Mercer.
They can get that arm and the leg
Slate
locked in.
Stone has the full slate locked in. Yasuke Bozeman tapped out. We're
Another
down to
one
3.
down. 3 remain.
Mercer looking for the pin of Bedeau, gets a 2 count.
Bedeau fighting, showing a lot of heart here.
Oh, Slate looks like he was setting up for Bedeau, and Diego takes advantage.
Caught
Cutter.
him sleeping in a stone cutter.
Into the Dragon
back.
Sleeper. Oh, Mercer gets out.
Oh, that grindstone looked to be it right there, but instead have a nice flippy arm drag. Slate Stone looks mad here. I think he knows that this is his moment, and now he's just wailing on Diego Mercer.
Trio of bitch slaps to Diego Mercer, who interrupted his attack on Bedeau there. Might have taken some offense.
Thought maybe he was going for a sleeper, but indeed slams Bedeau onto the mat. Really looking to put him away here, but nobody can quite do it.
Oh.
Stiff DDT.
Looking for the cover. Lucian Bedeau, 1, 2, and 3. Deadfire is eliminated. There goes Diego Mercer.
Uh-oh. And the last shot to follow it up. Lucian Bedeau falls to one knee.
Goes for the cover. The ropes right there. 1, 2, and 3. Lucian Bedeau eliminates Slate Stone.
And Bedeau and FTS will have their shot at the Quins in the near future. What a surprise victory from an inexperienced tag wrestler who had to last the entire match, but he did it.
Yeah, Lucian Bedeau goes coast to coast, and how about the eliminations there? 2 of the most experienced teams in the tag division taking down Deadfire's representative and Unhinged representative. What a win for Lucian Bedeau.
Yeah, that's some incredible work, some incredible resilience, which he will need if he's going to outlast the Quins. And look at that, bleeding even from the eyes a bit, it seems. Quite a battle for Lucian Bedeau. Boy, did he earn that spot. And I think his tag team partner owes him a beer or two.
Lucian Bedeau took a beating, but comes away with it when it mattered. The opportunity to take on the Quins with the tag titles on the line. His teammate, Flynn Turner Simmons, going to be pretty stoked about that one. Big win for Lucian Bedeau as we head toward our main event. We've got the SWA World Championship on the line. Tomio Yamaguchi, reigning champ, 9-1, has not lost since the inaugural tournament. His opponent on the other side, Triple G, leads the SWA in singles victories with 13. Second in the power rankings, Garrison Gray.
And he's also been on a bit of a run, not quite as long as Yamaguchi, but He had a title shot a while back and lost. And after that loss, he took some time to reflect and returned to us as grieving Garrison Gray with this new entrance and a much more somber approach. And since then, he has been impossible to take down. So it'll be interesting to see. Now he's climbed all the way back up the mountain. Can Gray do it here tonight? Can he finally clinch that title?
He had a shot when Domingo Cervantes was the champion, that opportunity you mentioned. Didn't go well, but we saw a couple of weeks ago, certainly El Puma being at ringside had something to do with it as well, but Triple G dispelled of Domingo Cervantes in pretty quick fashion, much like Cervantes had done to him in that title match. This is a completely new and much scarier Triple G here. Taking on Tomio Yamaguchi, 13-3 for Triple G, 9-1 for Yamaguchi. These are your top two competitors in the power rankings. None better in the SWA right now, and a huge opportunity for Gray, his second chance at a title, and perhaps his best chance that he's had so far. He's looked like a man on a mission, and tonight he's going to look to complete it.
But his opponent, the champion, is no slouch, and as you mentioned, has not lost in quite a while.
Yamaguchi's last and only loss was to Painwrecker in our first ever kickoff show back in the inaugural tournament to determine the SWA World Champion. That tournament, of course, was won by Warren Windham. Painwrecker got the win there, and Yamaguchi has not lost since. 9 straight singles victories. Also has a couple of tag team victories with Dirty Deeds in there. Essentially 11-0 since his debut match against Painwrecker. He's been on a hell of a tear, has all the momentum in the world, and will look to defend his title once more. He defended it on both nights of Two Night Stand to conclude our first season. Took home the title all the way back at End of the Line, that triple threat match with Cervantes and Puma, the Rumble champ. Yamaguchi sort of forced his way into that match with his performance up to that point and hasn't really looked back since then. Took down Cervantes a couple of weeks later in a singles match just to kind of seal the deal on that matchup. Night 1 of Two Night Stand, he took down former champ Warren Windham, and on night 2, he took down Golden Trial Tournament champion Eric Draven, the Crow. He's put down some of the best, but I'd wager to say that Triple G is the best opponent he will have faced to date with the tear that Gray has been on lately.
Yeah, not only the tear, like you mentioned, but also the motivation, right? The reason he's been on that tear. He reached the peak. He reached the championship, and he failed. And I think that really caused him to reflect and take stock. And he came out in a new way, but he also came out with a real aggression. You can see even now the look on his face. He's very serious. And he's laser focused, and so I think you're right. I think this is probably the toughest opponent Yamaguchi has faced. But who will come out on top?
Yeah, these two are all business in the ring, and I got to say that's probably the reason they're two of the top in the business. And tonight they'll go head to head, and see what comes out on top. Will Yamaguchi retain once more, much like the Quinn brothers did to kick us off tonight? Or will we crown our 4th SWA World Champion, a new one, in Triple G here tonight? Bell signaled for, and this one is underway.
Gray starting this off with a Falcon Arrow, coming out determined tonight, ready to go to work.
For Yamaguchi, the ankle lock is the one you want to look out for normally, but he's been very successful with the Superman punch. That's how he secured the title. Was able to take down Puma and Cervantes with that, and really is effectively used that sort of out of nowhere move just super effectively.
Yeah, and I think that is really the key for it, is that it truly can come out of nowhere. As long as he's standing, he's able to jump and hit you with it. Oh, and a really crisp little back suplex there, but that really works to his advantage. I think the ankle lock is obviously very dangerous, but it requires a bit more setup. As we see a deadlift and a power bomb from Gray, power on display here, just really working. But yeah, Yamaguchi, I think, knows the value of a sort of surprise attack like that and has used it effectively.
Not the largest of competitors here, both light heavyweights, but the size advantage does go to Gray. He's got about 4 inches of height, 30 pounds on Yamaguchi.
Not necessarily game changers, but not insignificant either. A little bit of size, a little bit of reach can go a long way in the right circumstance. And I think Gray is clever enough, as we see there with that little takedown, to utilize his size advantage wherever he can. He's a smart guy.
Nice athleticism from Yamaguchi to get his feet down first. Really counteract that offense from Triple G.
Now working the arm. We know he's a bit of a submission specialist, but usually tends to target legs. I don't know about this arm stuff.
Really applying a lot of pressure, though, to the left arm of Gray there. Now taking Gray up, using the ropes to help him slingshot him back in. Right into that Falcon Arrow. And a solid right foot. Now something working on the lower body there. Yamaguchi just mixing it up here.
It's interesting. I always wonder, moves like that sort of little, not quite a submission, but, targeted attack on his knees. Being barefoot, the way his weight is distributed through his feet is probably a little different, so you get different pressure points on the calves, on the knees. I wonder if that sort of thing has an effect as he just tackles Gray and takes him down, wailing on his face.
Oh,
and there it is.
He gets it, Superman but punch, in a bad position. Gray grabs the ropes immediately, but he got all of it
for good measure. We're really seeing some MMA work here. He's been training in some Brazilian jiu-jitsu and other stuff, but a little suplex action from Gray, who's right back on his feet.
The positioning of that
Superman punch
may have been what cost him. He got all of that, but Gray was able to get a hold of the ropes.
Yeah, that really can spell the end of it for you there. But, yeah, I mean, Gray's able to get out. We talked about he's a smart guy. He's clever. He'll use whatever advantage he can.
Little submission locked in here for Yamaguchi. Wrenching on the neck. He's got the right arm tied up.
And really working that lower back, too, bending him in half almost. But it's not going to be enough. Back to the legs here.
Again, just doing some damage to the lower body is Yamaguchi. Now kind of surveying, waiting for his opponent to get up. And go to sleep. Drives it in. He's in a little bit better position this time, but Gray's got the shoulder up.
Gray's not done yet, and it's going to take more than that from Yamaguchi, who does look to be on the right foot, but he's got to press the attacker. You can't take time. Giving Gray time to think, time to come up with some sneaky way to escape this here.
Yeah, he's looking in control right now, but also, the mental aspect of Gray getting out of Both the Superman punch and the go to sleep. It's got to frustrate Yamaguchi a little bit. He can't let that take over here. Has to just stay on the offensive, not let Gray get back into this one.
He's got to keep working. But Gray here looking to be in control and maybe getting a bit of offense of his own. Nice German suplex. Textbook form. The release, but Yamaguchi again with a double leg takedown. Really showing his MMA chops here. He's got some real skill.
Pin. He's up on the ropes, gets a 2 count. Triple G presses his way out of that. What a kick, though, from Yamaguchi.
Just dropped him cold there. Again, Yamaguchi going toward the ropes. Maybe going to try that again. The ref didn't notice. Why not risk it?
Gets a 2 count. Shoulder up for Triple G.
Yamaguchi really starting to look frustrated here. He keeps trying pins. He's just sort of one move, try again. He feels like this should have been enough, and it's not.
It usually is with that Superman punch, and really you can see the toll that can take getting out of it. But Gray setting up for the Gray Mass and hits all of it. Could we have a new champ? Ref going for the cover. 1-2, Yamaguchi shoulders up.
That's not going to be enough to bring down Yamaguchi either. He manages to get his focus back, get his wits about him, kick out of that pin. That was an important one right there. All that frustration, and Gray got a Gray Mass in, and it could have been over, but Yamaguchi's looking to fight and win this.
Both of these competitors have kicked out of the best their opposition has to offer, and we fight on in this World Championship match.
Belly to belly suplex by Gray, using that strength, that power, that slight advantage we talked about. It's in that department. Gray may be looking to do something a little dastardly here as well.
Turning the favor, gets a 2 count.
Not going to be it. Got to do this the old-fashioned way.
Big
Another
back body drop
drop
from Yamaguchi. And now going to work on the left arm of Triple G once more. Maybe setting up for an arm bar, perhaps. A lot of focus on the left arm so far.
Yeah, really cranking it, really pulling at the shoulder joint as well as folding the elbow. Sets him on the ropes, but Gray playing possum there. Grabs his foot. Collar and elbow tie up, but neither man able to come out on top. And again, with the hammer fists.
Another nice takedown from Yamaguchi. Using that leverage effectively. He goes for a cover here, gets a 2 count. Didn't think that was going to be enough, but it was still pretty close. Again on the left arm, slamming it into the mat there. Oh, a little disrespect with a back heel from Yamaguchi. Now
rubbing a little dirt on him too.
Another kick out at 2.
Gray not to be disrespected or outperformed. He's going to kick out of that one too, and he looks fired up.
Taking up Yamaguchi, but Yamaguchi floats over. Nice reversal from the champ.
Little inverted DDT there. And Yamaguchi looks to press the attack, doesn't let him rest outside. That's smart work. Misses the spinning back fist, though. Hits a back suplex instead on the outside of the ring. Gray with a clothesline, and these two going back and forth.
Oh,
Reminder to everyone.
Kick.
Oh, and a face full of table on the way down. Reminder to everyone, Champion's advantage at work
face
here.
First off the post.
Indeed, it was. Champion's advantage at work. So if this countout reaches 10 for both, Yamaguchi would retain.
8
Has to be
count
defeated by
on the hands of the ref.
Pinfall or submission.
But we're back inside at the count of 8. Yamaguchi taking Triple G back up after sending him off the post. Another go to sleep. He's draped all over the ropes, but I don't think the ref can see it. Triple G kicks out.
Triple G having to do it himself there.
Yamaguchi can't believe it.
To have a talk with the leader of this
Triple
caravan
G
of
looking to get a
fools
quick
here.
pinfall, gets a 2 count.
Not going to be enough.
Uppercut for Yamaguchi gets him back on his feet. Back inside the ring once more. Yamaguchi trying to stay in control of this match. Still hasn't been able to put away Triple G. Triple G trying to get some momentum going his way. He's stayed in and he's been resilient, but he needs to get some offense going if he wants to turn this thing around.
Falcon Arrow with Triple G there.
And a good start to it from Gray. Nice stomp to the lower midsection,
whiffed.
perhaps. Big right hand from Yamaguchi. Oh, and into
and a pin.
pin situation. 1, 2, and 3. Yamaguchi does it. Retains the title. Locked him up. The suplex right into the cover. Shoulders down. What a move by Yamaguchi to retain the title.
A great straightjacket suplex there over the head. And, in a way, that ref was the angel from Montgomery for Yamaguchi, getting him a pinfall attempt when Gray's head was on the ropes. But in the end, Yamaguchi wins it fair and square, and I think Gray appreciates that.
Big win for Tomio Yamaguchi. Retains the title once more. Gets his 10th victory, joining the double-digit crew, and it's 10 straight for the champ. Big win for him. Tough loss for Triple G, and a little bit of sportsmanship at the end. We've seen in back-to-back weeks Triple G shake the hand of DDT. Now tonight, the hand of Yamaguchi. Not to put any thoughts in your head, but Dirty Deeds has been off to a run, and we've seen some teams with larger stable size factions. Interesting point, back-to-back weeks for Triple G facing off against members of them. But we conclude SWA Countdown Season 2. Hell of a show. The Quins retain the title to kick us off, retaining once more the undefeated Quinn brothers, 8-0 now. Dr. Morbius finished off his opposition in the tables elimination match. We saw a disappointing semi-end to the Al Sebastian Casey Starr dilemma with a low blow that was caught by our referee John. A DQ for Al Sebastian. The new guy, Flying Brian Strong, is your Path to Glory champion, securing the briefcase from the top of that ladder in that 6-man match. El Puma took down Domingo Cervantes, a big win, cementing the end of Fuerza Mayor, but a big win for El Puma nonetheless. In our tag elimination chamber, it was Lucian Badeau going coast to coast. 2 big eliminations to finish it off and securing a title opportunity for Highlights for Adults. And in our main event, Tomio Yamaguchi retains the title, goes to 10-1, and still your SWA World Champion. I thank you all for coming out. We'll see you back again next week for our standard weekly issue SWA episodes on our way to our next pay-per-view. And have a good one. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you soon.